Welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli, and incredible to think how fast, how quickly time goes by. 2 years ago, I started a series called Remote Purchasing, and I promised myself that I would explain over steps or 16 steps that I did talk about the process of purchasing a property in Italy totally remotely. Well, forget about what I said, because I think 2 years have gone by and the audience may have changed. You may have forgotten about that. Probably in that process or in that period of time, many of you have purchased a property through the services that we offer here at Salento with Love. We are closing to about 100 is our number on the board of people that we have assisted in these last 2.5 years in purchasing a property remotely. But forget about what I said 2 years ago. I would like this series now to be started with a different tone, because also in these 2 years, apart from the experience that we have gained, apart from the team that has grown around me, I would say what really has changed is the experience. With over 80 different transactions that we've done, closing to 100, well, I've come across so many different scenarios, and I must say probably the experience that I've gained on the ground, on the territory. It doesn't matter if you're purchasing a property in Puglia or if you're purchasing a property in different parts of the world. I probably actually navigate through the process from the legal, the engineering, the surveying, and all the different areas. And the level of expertise that's probably we have acquired, it's second to none. So first of all, I would like to say thank you very much to everybody who has trusted the process of remote purchasing. If you are one of the many who has purchased a property through our services remotely, well, please don't hesitate. Put a comment below about your experience in purchasing a property through our services, but most of all, I would say purchasing a property remotely. Now, I must say the idea of purchasing a property doesn't matter if the amount is small or the amount it's very large, because what's large for some may be small for others and vice versa. So it doesn't really matter what the amount is that you have in mind. I would say that every one of you who has purchased a property through us remotely must have thought, is this real? Can it really happen? I'm scared. And you know what? I would say that I was scared too. Taking huge amount of responsibilities when you are actually trying to go out there, identifying a property. But let's not talk about the dynamics just yet. So all I would like to say is that yes, you're right to be scared because, well, first of all, I think we have pioneered. We are the pioneers. Anybody who has read an amazing book which is called The Purple Cow may know what pioneering means really in any field. It was a book that I read a few years ago, and I've read it 3 times. And it is interesting because really every one of you who has taken advantage, because that's what you have done, of a process that we've put together, you are ahead of the game. And then you have everybody that is there watching, thinking, is it safe? Can I do it? Should I do it? I'm scared. Well, every one of you who feels that way, continue to do your own research, your own diligence. And once you feel safe and once you feel comfortable, perhaps only then will be the time to approach us to get the support that you need in purchasing a property remotely, safely, in an environment that is friendly, and that you can make sure that your interest, your money, and your savings and everything that you have worked for and all your dreams can actually be protected by a team of people that really cares about your dream. Now, I think we've answered the number one question, which is, can I purchase a property remotely? And the answer is yes. Now, what does it mean purchasing a property remotely? Does it mean that I could say, yes, I want that property, can you please buy it for me? Kind of, but it doesn't work like that, really. First of all, I take very seriously what I do. So if remote purchasing in this particular series rotates around what we do, I would say there is one scope. If the informations that you're going to extrapolate from this series are about you doing it yourself, engaging the services of a realtor or an attorney to do it for you and to help you through, then it's a different scope. So let's start with the scope that I've put together. So from time to time, we've been approached by people saying, oh, I found this property online. Can you go and see it? Or what do you think about this property? Well, that's not really what remote purchasing that I've put together is about, because I take the responsibility over your choices. So we have created a system that allows us really to make sure that we distill, we bring down to the essence really the type of properties that will suit you. Now, how do we do that? Well, in the next episode, we'll be talking about a particular product that we offer, which is called We Search, We Inspect, and We Advise. Now, this is a product that we offered 3 years ago when we started. It's a product that has allowed every one of you who will probably leave a comment below to talk about the success. But this is a product that has allowed us really to be 100% right every time. Yes, 100% every time works together, doesn't it? So yes, so far, I don't think we have come across any of you who has arrived here, seen a property and thought, oh my God, what have I done? At the moment, thank God, I haven't lived this experience yet. So I'd like to continue to offer that quality. But how do I do that? Well, exactly by what I was just saying earlier. We actually listen to you. We really need to understand what are your short-term plans, what is your vision, what is your long-term plan, what is the exit route, which I'll very often mention in my Zoom calls, in my consultancy calls, because you know, life is about way in, way out. Isn't that right? Way in, way out. And so wherever we do in life, regardless if we're purchasing a car, if we're buying a house, if we're getting married, sorry, I didn't mean that. Sorry. Whatever it is, there is a way in and there is a way out. So even when purchasing a property for me, when I'm involved, I'm always very conscious about the way out. So it's important really in looking at your expectations, listening to your expectations, understanding exactly what you will like that property to do for you. Only in that particular way remote purchasing really works. So after establishing really what really works for you, our team works together in putting together a list of properties. But like I said, we'll talk about that particular aspect of We Search, We Inspect, and We Advise, negotiation and purchase on the next episode. Right now, I just wanted to let you know that this series is starting again. So remote purchasing anywhere in Italy, it's possible. It's possible to do it safely. You can do it. Through this series, we'll talk about all the technical details. We're actually gonna go and dive right into anything from the visura catastale, the property taxations, the deposito prezzo, the notaries, the real estate attorney, and the geometry. And we're going to dive in and we're going to talk into details into every single aspect involving purchasing a property. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it remotely, if you're here on the ground, it is important to know exactly how the system works. Very often I hear, oh, it doesn't work like this in the United States. No, we're not in the United States. We're in Italy. And you know what? It works really good over here because a lot of those laws, which sometimes they can look a little bit convoluted, but they were done by the Romans, which they were experts when it came to properties. Yes, they were the ones that invented contracts. So I must say that a lot of the things that perhaps foreign clients don't get, they are very simple and they are very common sense orientated. And it's just a matter of having the right person holding your hand through the process and answering the right questions and doing the right due diligence. And a lot of those elements we'll be talking about through this series. We're about the cadastral sheet. We're about changes that have happened to that building that you are looking at buying. We're about if there is a lien on the property and you're just about to buy the property. We're about the deposit that I need to pay. We're about the commission that I need to pay to the realtor agent. We're about the cost of a notary. We're about all of these things. How can I do it remotely? What about power of attorneys? Who can be my power of attorney? Who can I appoint? What happens in the United States, in Germany, or in France when I need to put a power of attorney together? So we'll be covering all of that. Oh, what about my codice fiscale? Yes, I did a Q&A probably about 3 years ago talking about how do you get a codice fiscale. So we'll be talking about all of those things that get people really nervous. Can I just say to you, at the end of this series, you're going to be an expert. You're going to be able to look at a property online and knowing exactly what to do. Or you're going to find a property and you know exactly what to tell your legal representative to check and to do for. You're going to know more than him at the end of this series. But right now, all I want to say to you is, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I know that my channel is gone really focusing on refurbishing and hard work and smashing stones, but you know, we are growing so fast. So much has happened thanks to the trust of a lot of you. First series, what we're saying with this episode 1 is remote purchasing of a property in Italy. It is possible. How? We'll talk about it in episode 2 and in all the other episodes that will follow. Stay tuned, follow the channel, subscribe, and stay safe wherever you are.